Have you ever stopped for a moment and wondered how you're really doing? Not just physically, but mentally. Life moves so fast that sometimes we don't even notice the weight we're carrying in our own minds. Maybe lately you've felt a little off, like the things that used to make you happy don't bring the same excitement anymore. Or maybe you've been tired all the time, even after sleeping well. The truth is, your mental health needs the same care and attention as your body. When you ignore how you feel on the inside, your mind finds ways to make you notice, through exhaustion, irritability, or even sadness that seems to come out of nowhere. You don't have to be diagnosed with anything to take care of yourself. Everyone's mind needs rest, reflection, and balance. In this video, we're going to talk about 7 clear signs that your mental health might be at risk, and what they could be trying to tell you before things get worse. So take a deep breath, get comfortable, and let's start. Sign 1. Loss of interest. Do you remember when simple things used to make you feel alive? Listening to music, meeting friends, working on a hobby you loved. They once filled your days with energy, but now everything feels flat. You start turning down plans, leaving projects unfinished, and even your favorite activities feel meaningless. This loss of interest isn't laziness, it's your mind's way of saying it's tired. When we face too much stress or emotional overload, the brain begins to shut down pleasure as a defense mechanism. It tries to protect you from burnout, but in doing so, it also silences your motivation. If joy feels distant, it's time to pause and ask yourself what's been draining your energy. Sometimes, just acknowledging that something feels off is the first step to recovery. Reconnecting with what once mattered might take time, but that spark is still there. It just needs care to shine again. Sign 2. Constant fatigue. You wake up after a full night's sleep, but it feels like you haven't rested at all. You drag yourself through the day, yawning between tasks, your body heavy, and your mind foggy. Coffee stops helping. Even small responsibilities feel like climbing a mountain. This kind of exhaustion isn't just physical, it's emotional. When your mind is overloaded with stress, worry, or unresolved tension, it consumes energy constantly, even when you're sitting still. It's like your brain is running in the background, processing too much data, never shutting off. You tell yourself to push harder, but what you really need is to slow down. Rest isn't a reward for finishing everything. It's the foundation that allows you to keep going. If you've been feeling tired for no clear reason, it might be your body's way of saying your mind is begging for a break. Listen to it. Sometimes doing less is exactly what helps you heal. Sign 3. Social withdrawal. Lately, even the thought of being around people feels exhausting. You see a message from a friend and think, "I'll reply later." But later never comes. Invitations pile up, and one by one you start saying no. Not because you don't care, but because you just don't have the energy to engage. You find comfort in staying alone, convincing yourself that solitude is what you need. But deep down, there's a quiet sadness that comes with that distance. Social withdrawal often appears when our emotional batteries are running low. It's your mind's way of protecting you from more stimulation when you're already overwhelmed. But isolation can quickly turn into loneliness, feeding the very stress you're trying to escape. If this sounds familiar, try taking small steps. A short call, a walk with someone you trust. Human connection is one of the most powerful ways to recharge your mental health. You don't have to be social all the time, but you also don't have to face everything alone. Sign 4. Irregular sleep. Your nights have started to blur together. One evening you can't fall asleep at all, and the next you sleep until noon. You tell yourself you'll fix your schedule tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. Maybe you're lying in bed, scrolling through your phone, replaying every thought from the day, unable to turn your mind off. Or maybe you wake up in the middle of the night, heart racing, for no reason at all. Irregular sleep is one of the clearest signs that your mental health is off balance. When your brain is under constant stress, it struggles to know when to rest and when to stay alert. You start living in survival mode, and your sleep becomes collateral damage. Rest isn't just about closing your eyes, it's about giving your mind a safe space to recover. Try setting small rituals. Dim the lights, disconnect from screens, breathe deeply. Your body remembers how to rest. You just have to remind it that it's safe to do so. Sign 5. Irritability and anxiety. You wake up already tense, your chest feels tight, and even small things set you off. Traffic, noise, a text message that comes at the wrong time. It's like your patience has disappeared overnight. This constant edge, this feeling that something's wrong even when everything seems fine, is often anxiety in disguise. Sometimes it doesn't show up as fear or panic, but as frustration and irritability. Your body stays in fight or flight mode, flooded with adrenaline, ready to react to anything. Over time, that constant tension wears you down. You might snap at people you care about or feel guilty for being short-tempered, which only adds to the stress. The first step is to notice it. When you feel that wave of irritation, pause. Breathe slowly. Remind yourself that not everything needs a reaction. Calm isn't something you find, it's something you practice. And each deep breath is a quiet way of telling your nervous system, I'm safe now. Sign 6. Trouble focusing. You sit down to work or read, but your mind keeps wandering. You reread the same sentence multiple times, forgetting what you just read, or lose track of a task you started moments ago. Distractions pop up, thoughts spiral, and concentration feels impossible. This isn't a lack of willpower. It's your brain signaling that it's overloaded. When mental stress accumulates, your attention becomes fragmented, and even simple tasks feel like climbing a steep hill. You may feel frustrated with yourself, thinking, why can't I focus? But the problem isn't you. It's your mind asking for a break. Give yourself permission to pause, step away, and breathe. Small moments of rest, even 5 minutes of mindfulness or a short walk, can restore clarity. Remember, focus isn't about pushing harder. It's about allowing your brain the space it needs to function properly. Sign 7. Impulsivity. Lately, you've noticed yourself acting without thinking. Maybe you buy things you don't need, eat more than usual, or lash out over small disagreements. It's like a switch flips and control slips away for a moment. Impulsivity often shows up when your mind is under stress or overwhelmed. It's a way of coping, a temporary release from tension. But these bursts of behavior rarely solve anything. Instead, they leave guilt, regret, and more stress behind. If you've always been calm and balanced, this sudden impulsiveness is your brain's alarm system, signaling that something isn't right. Awareness is the first step to regaining control. Pause before acting, take a deep breath, and ask yourself what you really need in that moment. Small, mindful choices can help you break the cycle and restore your mental balance. If you recognized yourself in some of these signs, know that you are not broken. You are human. Our minds, just like our bodies, can get tired, overwhelmed, and in need of care. Stress, anxiety, and emotional exhaustion are not weaknesses. They are signals, calling for attention before things get worse. The good news is that help is available, and taking action early can make a world of difference. Talk to someone you trust, whether it's a friend, family member, or a mental health professional. Small steps like setting boundaries, practicing mindfulness, or simply allowing yourself to rest can gradually restore your energy and focus. Remember, mental health isn't about being perfect. It's about noticing when you need support and giving yourself permission to heal. Take care of your mind. It's the place where your life truly begins, and nurturing it is one of the most important things you can do for yourself. You don't have to face this alone. Reaching out is a sign of strength, not weakness.